supporters from all over the world, and even the seat cushions here tell you the extent of the interest in this great tournament. There are 24 teams divided into 8 pools of 3, and each can go through to the great knockout tournaments, 3 of them on the Sunday. This is the area where the small fry of international rugby from Thailand, from Korea, from Singapore have the opportunity of playing against the big guns of international rugby, New Zealand and Australia, Scotland and France, who've sent nationally representative squads here for the very first time. And of course, there are the mighty Barbarians with Jeremy Guscott and Will Carling. It's a unique atmosphere here, unique crowd of participation, a unique setting in this great government stadium, and some unique sevens play as well. Oh, by the way, the Fijians are here too. They're the great champions of the Hong Kong Sevens, and everybody wants to beat them because already in this tournament they've shown what a classy outfit they are.
Puliasi Tambulutu has the ball. And this is Resari, the big man, and he ran down that part of the ground last year in the final against New Zealand. Look how big he is, number 1. Resari swinging the ball wide, and it's going to be a try coming up for Nico Imbalivarata. So the Fijians look on good form here in Hong Kong in 91.
A comfortable win for Fiji by 48 points to 0. Barbarians, having beaten Korea 34-0, then took on the hard-tackling Germans, and leading by 6-0, they were in for a shock.
Back it comes, Carling, a very long pass to Hunter. Oh, a loose pass there. It's picked up by Germany, and they get the try. It's scored by the prop Martin Friedel, who's got 6 international caps for Germany, and he scores the try to make it 6-4. It was Hunter who scored the Barbarians' try, lost the ball in the tackle, and Martin Friedel was there to crash over the line, helped by the long-haired fly half, Mikael Trine. So Sheesby to Underwood. Trine tackles him, and Trine gets him, stops him. Bartle with the ball to Eintenman. Carling. Hunter straight through, 2 tackles. Himmer chases, but Hunter scores.
The Barbarians got through 18 points to 6, but it was hard going for them. Australia had beaten the American Eagles by 22-0 and were comfortably in charge at 30 points to 0 against Papua New Guinea. But the Minnows struck back in surprising fashion.
And now it's PNG with the ball. Baldi kicks ahead. It's a chase. Asoli and Juni. Asoli has the legs. Has he kicked it too far? No, it's a try! That's the 22. This is Gardner. Gardner busting through tackles. Horan knocked on. PNG again here. Teo, the halfback, over the 22. Terrea, and it's another try. Juni across, but he can give it away. Moagi. Great stuff here from Papua New Guinea.
Scotland, with a fully representative national squad at Hong Kong for the first time, took an early lead against Sri Lanka, with the 20-year-old Scott Nicol very actively involved. Greg Oliver. David Soul acting as a very important link man in midfield there, and look at that little bit of a dummy by David Soul. Great to see a prop doing that. Tony Stanger once again into Nicol. That's a super try from Nicol. Nobody will catch him. That was more like it. Very good support work by the Scots on that occasion, and Tony Stanger once again helping David Soul. And what a good run it was by the Scottish skipper, and look at the popped up pass, improvising beautifully. Stanger making inroads, and then of course the pass found Scott Nicol, and he was absolutely clear. But the Minnows hit back again with a try by the former Rosslyn Park wing, Shan Pereira. Good cover by Graham Rowe. Didn't fall quite properly. Nicely fed out by Pradeep. Chizasoka. Now there's a real chance here because Sean Pereira is outside and he's away. And that's going to be a lovely score for Sean Pereira. Just listen to the reception he gets. So Scotland were grateful to get through 28 points to 6. The Argentinians had played with real conviction in beating Thailand by 32-0. But against the Canadians, it was a different story altogether.
Pat Palmer, they're good hands, lovely hands by Wyatt. This is Steve Gray, and now it's Gord McKinnon. Well, if he's still a big game hunter, he's got a good prize here, and that's a try for Gord McKinnon. 33 years of age, but running like a little kid then. Got the pass, and wasn't he just loving this? Found his angle, set sail, arms pumping like a sprinter. Could have shifted the ball to the other hand if you're going to be technically correct, but he had the momentum and the strength to get over for the try.
What really brought the crowd to its feet was the spirited display by Hong Kong.
The ball kicked through by Ian Calder, a chase. He gets first touch to it there, and that's desperate defence by France. Well, that really was desperate.
But against France, the locals succumbed to a try born of genuine pace.
Maynell again, and here's a chance for Bertie, being chased by Calder. Oh, Bertie has the legs, and that's a tremendous try for France. Slick handling, strong running, pace and power. Bertie opens the scoring.
Last year's runners-up New Zealand completed the pool matches with a runaway win over Japan.
Terry Wright out wide to Timo Tangaloa. They're using Tangaloa out wide. This is the big Wellington wing, the man that used to play American football. He's charging up to the defenders. Do they want to have a go? They don't. It's gone to Dallas Seymour. He scored 3 tries in the first run out, and he's in for his first in the second game. Rush to Wright. Right to Crowley. Crowley in the game and having a run this time. And Alan Crowley, who was content to pass in the first half, shows that he can run. Look at that. The little Taranaki man, whose brother's the All Black fullback, is in under the posts. And New Zealand are running away with this. And there's the draw for the Cup competition quarterfinals for tomorrow. It'll be Fiji against Western Samoa, an all-Pacific quarterfinal. The Barbarians against Australia. That will be very interesting because the Barbarians improved so much this afternoon. Australia was struggling, especially around the pivotal halfback position. Scotland against Canada. Well, maybe Scotland will get through that with their experience of sevens, but you saw Canada play a good willing game this afternoon. And France against New Zealand. Now, on form, you'd say New Zealand there with their 2 40-0 wins today, but the French have some talent and speed in their lineup as well. Their team captained by Franck Maynel. That'll be interesting as well.
So before the Cup quarter-finals got underway, we had a surprise visit from strangers in the sky. So one of the most spectacular events that we've seen here at the Hong Kong 7th is that marvellous parachute jump in which 7 members of the Joint Services Parachute Club came down from about 3,000 feet and landed within just a couple or 3 meters of their marking post. A wonderful demonstration which was applauded by this huge 29,000 crowd. Well, I don't know whether they might be thinking of repeating this at, say, Gala Sevens or Melrose Sevens in the Scottish border country where I come from, but I tell you, this is the dragon dance. The lion danced yesterday, the dragon danced today. And you couldn't have a more colourful spectacle prior to the players' parade. The march past of the 24 countries, each one perhaps demonstrating a little of their character and tradition. Led by the band of the police here, the Hong Kong police. There are the Barbarians. The first time you'll have seen some painted Barbarians. They certainly have the look of painted Barbarians. Will Carling in the middle, and all of them carrying their lucky mascots. And all getting a wonderful cheer. The Arabian Gulf fellas all have their gas masks on. One or two of them actually look a bit better with those on, I must say. Although I hope nobody will tell them I said that. The Canadians going through there, having got their full strength side here and got to the Cup quarter-finals. They play Scotland and they'll be very keen indeed to go even further. You can see the boys from Papua New Guinea have really taken the trick. Of course, the referees get a wonderful reception from the crowd. As the pageantry came to its end, the crowd settled down for the serious business of the afternoon and were treated to an early shock, a try against the mighty Fijians.
This is Noah Nandruku. He's lost the ball, claimed by Tuvayaga. This is Vayaga, the man of enormous speed, and he skipped away from Sarevi. Tuvayaga scores the first try under the posts. It's a breakout for Western Samoa. That's Boliasi. This is Sarevi. Oh, nice pass by Sarevi, but they're still looking confused. They're right behind their own goal post. Look at Noah Nandruku break out. This is the halfway line. This is Tomasitama. What a brilliant score for the Fijians and Tomasitama. 2 minutes and 15 seconds gone of the second half. And just remember, a try will get the Samoans back in the lead. Paramore and Rosari. Junior Paramore's got it. He's held on to possession, but now it's gone beautifully to Ndere, the captain. Oh, and here's Noah Nandruku, and he's away. What a superb player, what a great run. And Noah Nandruku gets try number 8 in a little over 24 hours of 7-a-side rugby. Boliasi swung out now to Nico. Now look at the big legs of Nico go here. He's a beautiful runner. Nico is waiting for the bounce. Philip Saina plays it, but Nico played it a bit hard. Or has he? He got there. My word, what a contest that was. Nico Mbalabarata has scored the try. I don't think the Fijian managers were watching.
Breathtaking scores. The Fijians safely through by 21-6. The Australians were favourites to beat the Barbarians, but what a surprise the Babas had in store.
Rupert Moon at halfback, Carling now to Guscott. Charged down by Little. Guscott in big trouble there. And because it was charged down over the goal line, it's back to the 22. So early pressure from the Australians. They look very hungry here. They've had a very good preparation under new coach John Maxwell. But it's picked up by Carling. He has Guscott with him, and Guscott has too much pace. Horan goes for him. Horan, he got him somehow. Australia holding on. Try! Will Carling, the England skipper. First points to the Barbars. Chris Sheesby, number 2, been doing very well in the line-outs for the Barbars. Skinner goes high this time, beating Gavin, and that's a try. Moon has gone straight through the defence. Rupert Moon, his brother Richard played here last year, and the Barbars looking very hot. Barbarians leading Australia by 12-0. Gavin went high, but they can't get that ball from the line out. Now they get it. This is Liner and Little. Carrozza on the switch. Liner's in trouble. Jason Little can't get away from Harriman. Carrozza caught. Liner. Oh, yes, he's busted through brilliantly. Michael Liner puts Australia back in the game with his 5th try of the tournament. This is Guscott. He's going to kick over the top, and Harriman chases. Carrozza's in front. Harriman goes past him. Harriman! Paul Carrozza simply out-sprinted there, and that should put Australia out of the championship. Andrew Harriman, the fastest man in the tournament, Jeff Windsor-Lewis is ecstatic. Paul Carosa perhaps relaxed. Harriman didn't. And he made Australia pay.
Never before had Canada reached the Cup semi-final, but against Scotland, just look at what happened. Craig Chalmers gets the tie started. Taken immediately by Jeffrey. Pass didn't quite go to Greg Oliver's hand. And along from Wyatt. That was Bruce Breen feeding on. Wyatt on the cover. Wyatt kicks through. Scott Hastings goes back, but he'll have to run because Pat Palmer is there as well. Pat Palmer, number 4, the Canadians. And just unable to control the ball there, Mark Wyatt. But it's still a great chance for Pat Palmer. A lovely score there for Bruce Breen, the first tie of the tournament. Superb backing up there by the Canadians. 3 or 4 of them could have scored that try. Chalmers high. Jeffrey high. Tynan is through. A lovely break by the little stocky scrum half. Splendid try by Tynan for Canada. He's only 5'8", but he weighs 13.5. Chance here for Chris Tynan maybe to go narrow side, but Oliver was rounding him. David Soule won it for the Scots. Now it's Chalmers, unlucky to fall. John Jeffrey getting to his feet. Wild pass out there. It could be a score for Glenn Ennis. He feeds out there to the big man McKinnon, and that is a crucial try for the Canadians. So with a long throw to Jeffrey. Jeffrey does his job and wins it. Derek White to Chalmers. Scott Hastings. Tony Stanger. On to Greg Oliver. Oliver chased there by Gord McKinnon. Yes, a Canadian body managed to get on the wrong side, and the referee saw it, blocking the clearance, given the penalty. The Scots won't kick the goal. They'll go for the tap. They've taken it, and John Jeffrey has tapped and gone and has scored a try, and that gives Scotland, well, a little bit of hope. Out to Pat Palmer from Gray. Palmer, who's very quick indeed. This is Gord McKinnon. McKinnon gallops away again. Oh, it's another try for Mark Wyatt, and that clinches it. Mark Wyatt with what is 3rd try of the tournament so far. No happy day for Scots. Canada deserved winners by 24-4. So to the last of the quarter-final ties. France given a wee lesson from New Zealand in the arts and mysteries of the abbreviated game.
New Zealand playing for that last place to play Canada in the semi-finals. Crowley out to Scott Pearce. It's a bouncing ball. The ground is hard on the second day. Pearce is caught by Weber. Look for Eric Rush, a very skillful player in sevens, and no better example than that. And he's cracked the game open, Eric Rush, with that try there. That's Pat Lam, number 1, but he's lost it there to number 2, Patrick Soulard. Lovely run by Soulard, caught by Alan Crowley. Referee is playing an advantage, is he there? Terry Wright out to Tangaloa. Tangaloa versus Bertie. Tangaloa is clear. Here comes try number 2. The big Samoan flyer in the New Zealand team, Timo Tangaloa. He's being chased hard by Bertie, but Tangaloa has a look, sees he's in the clear and scores it. Takes it right back to the back line and touches it down. Timo Tangaloa. Here is Franck Maynel. Philippe Saint-André. Number 7 is Gilles Gerard Bertrand. And it's gone to Terry Wright. And Terry Wright is in. The Kiwi flags are waving in the stands. They're delighted.
New Zealand handsome winners by 30 points to 0. So that gave us a fascinating semi-final. Fiji versus the Barbarians, Canada versus New Zealand. Here's a familiar face, former Scotland captain Peter Brown, himself one of the great sevens specialists.
Slightly different from Murrayfield, one would think.
Oh, totally different. Very different also from the border circuit. First time I've been here to Hong Kong, and it's a fabulous atmosphere. I think it's almost as good as Melbourne and Gala.
You played in some very famous Border Sevens winning teams. How do you compare the standard of play in the Borders to the standard of play here?
Well, I think the standard of the teams that have got through to the final is outstanding. The Fijians and New Zealand in particular, I've never seen such fit men. Just the fitness is bursting out of them. And even when they tackle, they always manage to seem to get the ball away. There's continuity. They've got plenty of time on the ball. Most impressive.
There are a lot of emerging nations here from Taipei and Singapore and Malaysia. Do you think it's a good thing that they're competing at the likes of New Zealand, Australia, the Barbarians and Scotland?
Well, it's always a good thing because it means it's a chance for them to find out how far they have to go. I know on the first day they get hammered 30 points, but then on the second day you can see how they improve. I'd love to coach the likes of Thailand and bring them on.
Would you like to have played in something like this when you were at the top of your game 20 years ago?
Yeah, isn't it amazing? This tournament's only 14 years old. Melrose is what, 108 years now. It's tremendous. I'd love to have played in it.
The first of the Cup semi-finals involving the holders of the Hong Kong Sevens Championship, Fiji against the Barbarians. Fiji with 78 points and 14 tries from their two opening matches. Will Carling. The Fijians know where the danger is. Will Carling very well marked there. Is out to Noah Andruku, who's had a great tournament so far. Poliate going, Andruku is inside him. Poliate chased by Skinner, caught by Skinner, Nderi the captain. What a super tackle there by Guscott in front of the post, and Andruku once more. But ferocious tackling by the Barbarians. And there was a bit of obstruction there and a try given. It really was a bit of obstruction, and I think the Fijians will be very happy indeed to have got the score, but it puts them ahead by 4 points to 0. Wonderfully good-natured crowd here. Carling, Sheesby, Harriman's the fellow with the genuine pace, trying to go outside Thomas Ithama, and he's gone. Harriman over the 22, he has to go inside, he's going for the corner. Serevi can't stop him. Magnificent try by Harriman. His 4th try of the tournament. It was just blistering pace all the way to get outside Thomas Ithama like that. And it looked as if he was going to be cut off. If you watch here, Serevi came across, but it was that little feint inside, and then the surge away. A brilliant bit of running. A couple of very experienced sevens forwards the Barbarians have in Michael Skinner and Chris Sheesby. Michael Skinner on this side of the that front row. 12 caps for England. Will Carling clears. Up comes Carling. Guscott was in front, and Guscott is away. He's got a long way to go, but nobody's going to catch him. Noah Andruku isn't going to get near him, and Guscott scores to put the Barbarians into the lead. The English supporters simply thrilled. And Guscott gets it going. Up came Sheesby, Rasari, onto Nderi the captain. Good tackle by Hunter, Rasari again, out to Vesi, along the line to Thomas Ithama. He's desperately quick. Thomas Ithama chased across there by Guscott, but he did his little hitch kick as well. And Thama has done it once more for Fiji. Poliate going, Nderi. Poliate, this is bewildering stuff. Marvellous players. Vesi goes to. Now it's out to Thomas Ithama once more, up to the Barbarians 22. It could be another score for Poliate. It's certainly from Nderi, and what a marvellous score for Nanduku. That was magic all the way. A brilliant try. The support work, the running off the ball was quite astonishing. We can see again how well he supported here. That was Nderi, the captain, and then Nandruku with that superb sidestep. Foot almost went away from him. 16-10 then, 3.5 minutes of the second half gone. Guscott once more, just a bit too far that one maybe. Mick Skinner has it, gives it on there to Moon. Moon caught by Rasari. And Rasari, who was one of the great stars in last season's thing, but it's the drive there by Sheesby has scored. Chris Sheesby driving over. So the Barbarians showing wonderful fighting spirit, and it was here when Rupert Moon was tackled by Rasari that Sheesby came up, saw the loose ball and was strong enough to get past Serevi. What a score and what a moment. Just a minute to go and the Fijians have one useful ball there to Poliate. Serevi, that's a switch to Nandruku. Nandruku once again, another brilliant bit of running. That's the clincher. That's the one surely that takes the Fijians into the final again for their 8th final. And you can hear the reception from the crowd here for the Barbarians. They really have risen to them, and it has been a great performance by them. A side thrown together, having been concerned with 15-a-side rugby up until their arrival here. And with just 2 or 3 days in which to put the bits and pieces together, they put out the Australians, succumbed to the Fijians, but covered themselves in glory, and the crowd are showing it.
Thanks, Bob. Try the best.
Canada's luck ran out as they were hit by a veritable blizzard of New Zealand tries.
There's rush through. Can he beat Steve Gray? He's very good at this type of running. Shane Howarth, the replacement player for Tangaloa, is having a good run. They've come across, but he's passed in field to Terry Wright. And Wright makes it 16-0 with the 3rd try. Pat Lam, chased by Tynan. Pat Lam shrugs him off, rolls the pass in to Eric Rush, who points in field and makes some kind of gesture that he was going to pass to Seymour. Kept going, scored it himself. Bishop seemed to duck around behind the referee there, gives it to Lamb, and Lamb's in at the corner, 26-0.
So we were back again where we were a year ago. Fiji versus New Zealand for the top honours. So it's going to be the Ethimbe first of all, the Fijian invitation to the challenge. Now for the challenge that has caused fear in many hearts over the years, the haka. Dallas Seymour doing the leading. Serevi gets the final going. Fiji versus New Zealand, and immediately Eric Rush is away. Rush with that startling acceleration, chased all the way by Serevi and caught by him. Dallas Seymour was there, and what a start for the New Zealanders. Eric Rush again showing that change of pace, which is such a hallmark of his running. Here's lovely there again to Rush. Again the tackling brilliant. Pierce again. The kick on by Tomasi Tama. Can he get the pick up? He's gone. It's going to be the first try of the tie, I think. Yes, Tama. Oh no, the touch judge's flag is up. An amazing bit of covering. The spectators there think that it was a try. Crowley, Tabanaki, restored to the New Zealand 7. He missed the Hong Kong tournament last season. Eric Rush once again is such a key figure, and the Fijians know it, marking him so carefully. Now it's Noah Nandruku. What a tournament he's had. Look at the balance of the man. Back inside to number 6. Could be a great score. The crowd are overjoyed. The Fijians are overjoyed. Poliate. Switch inside is very, very strong. Oh, a very high tackle. Serevi again. Doesn't pass it to Nandruku. Does the high kick. Back goes Terry Wright. Tomasi Tama feeding back inside to Vesi. Rasari following up. Nisaki Rasari. Now it's Serevi once more. Nandruku, he's so powerful. Great tackling, but it's a lovely try for the captain, Nderi. Ali Ferretti Nderi, the 29-year-old who led them to victory here last year, has scored again. And it's Fiji 8, New Zealand 0. It's the support work that is so impressive. But look, the man was there. That's the restart. Eric Rush, the referee decided it was over the 10 metres line. Rush out there to Pearce. Pearce is home. Scott Pearce's third try of the tournament. And it couldn't have come at a better time for New Zealand. The flag's raised. It was Eric Rush with that sizzling acceleration of his again, caught by Serevi. But Pearce was up. He burst the Nandruku tackle. And he was home. Good score. So it's Terry Wright, and there's a 2-1 here to Crowley. Crowley is almost up to the 22. Pearce. Now Tangaloa. This is a real chance for the New Zealanders. He maybe should have passed because Lamb was outside him, so was Eric Rush. Still a chance for New Zealand. It's going to be a try for Scott Pearce. He's made it. And for a while it looked indeed as if Tangaloa had done the wrong thing. But Lamb feeding the ball out there to Pearce. He got the ball away so well out of the tackle. And Pearce is a big, strong chap. Rassari was the man who got him. But no touch. A lovely try. Well, they've played almost 5 minutes of the second half. 10 points to 8. Bit of injury time as well. This is Poliati. He's got Timothy as the next man with him. And Derry's there. It's Timothy. Poliati, here's the switch coming. Thomas Ithama, that's Serevi. Serevi on the dummy. Oh, this must be a try for him if he gets the bounce right. Serevi has done it. It was a beautiful bit of work. Typically tidy, neat, good vision. A lovely little chip kick. He had the distance just about perfect. You can see he knew exactly where he was. He even had time to slow down, pick up and score. It's at a riveting stage, just 4 points between them. Terry Wright gets it going again. Up goes Rassari. Pearce feeds out. There's a chance here as Wright goes. Thought about kicking ahead, changed his mind. That's the inside to Tangaloa. Tangaloa once more to Wright, trying to find the open spaces. This is Alan Crowley. He's got Seymour outside him, but he gives it instead to number 1, Pat Lamb, and this is nip and tuck all the way. Pat Lamb's second try of the tournament. And that puts them level, would you believe it? Terry Wright was really the man who made it initially. And then this lovely long pass from Crowley. Lamb absolutely on his own, had a lot of room. See the dive so as to make sure that he didn't lose possession as he went in. Patrick Lamb. They're not allowed to shove like that. They're supposed to keep it stationary and square until the ball comes in. Serevi once more. Poliati. Poliati linking up Timothy. Poliati is away. Can anybody catch him? Back inside to Nderi. Timothy. He must score, surely. Oh, he was long enough and tall enough and was able to stretch there. Timothy Wainikolo puts Fiji ahead again. And they're in the governor's box watching that and enjoying every moment. You thought at first that he wasn't going to get it. Nderi was the one who gave the pass. And then this huge fellow of 6'4" who came on as a replacement. Watch this. One hand on the line is behind the line. And that's good enough. But the whistle has gone for the end of the tie. And Fiji have done it once again. Remarkable winners by 18 points to 14. It has been a superb final, exactly as it was a year ago. And Fiji now universally recognized as the outstanding sevens players in the history of the game. And the flags of Fiji wave in joy and pleasure at another remarkable success. Now there may well be a little ceremony here. Well, that was it. And the crowd show their joy and acclaim of a great seven. Fiji undoubtedly the Hong Kong seven-a-side champions of 1991.
The Barbarians have certainly been globe-trotting recently. Hong Kong last week and this week Cardiff for the opening match.